Let's be honest, you've been sold a lie. Celebrate your wins, they say. Fake it till you make it. Project success to attract success. It's the advice everyone parrots, and it's the very advice that keeps them running in circles, chasing a future that's always just out of reach. It's the gospel of the loud, the temporary, and the powerless. The truly rich, the ones who operate on a completely different level, know a much darker truth. Every victory you announce is an open invitation for an attack. Every flashy post is a magnet for envy. Every time you declare your ambition, you're just painting a target on your own back. They understand that the game of real wealth isn't won on a stage with an audience. It's won in the shadows. They aren't playing for applause. They're playing for keeps. And they use a set of rules you were never supposed to learn. Ruthless principles of power for a world that mistakes noise for substance. This isn't about being passive. It's a strategy of silent, relentless acquisition. These are Machiavelli's 9 power plays for building a fortune in absolute silence. The first and most important rule: master the art of being underestimated. In a world of performative wealth, the ultimate power is to be overlooked. New money shouts. It broadcasts its fragile success with designer logos, rented Lambos, and leveraged lifestyles. They're desperate for validation, and that desperation makes them predictable, weak. The true strategist, however, knows that appearance is a tool, not a reflection of what's really going on. Your outside life should never betray your inside mission. They dress simply, drive normal cars, and live in homes that don't scream for attention. This isn't false humility, it's strategic invisibility. While everyone else is distracted by the loud and the shiny, the silent builder is quietly consolidating power, buying assets, and building an empire under a cloak of normalcy. Remember the Machiavellian principle. Appear harmless while you are, in fact, building your fortress. Envy is the silent killer of fortunes. It works in whispers, in resentment, in the subtle sabotage from people who feel small next to your success. By keeping a low profile, you starve envy of oxygen. You move without friction. You build without resistance. Let them see a simple person living a simple life, while behind the curtain, you're orchestrating the quiet takeover of your own world. A lion doesn't need to roar to prove it's a lion. The second power play is the law of perpetual motion. Idle money isn't safe money. It's decaying money. In finance, standing still is the same as moving backward. Inflation is a relentless, invisible tax on anyone who hoards cash, on anyone who thinks holding on is a form of security. The strategist, inspired by Machiavelli's belief that fortune favors the bold, treats capital not as a treasure to be guarded, but as an army to be deployed. Every dollar is a soldier, and every soldier needs to be out there, conquering new territory. Your money, like your influence, must never, ever sleep. When a dividend comes in, it's immediately reinvested. When a business turns a profit, a portion is instantly sent to a new venture or asset class. When you sell something for a gain, that capital isn't for a party. It's redeployed into the next opportunity before it even has a chance to cool down. Most people see money as the end goal, the end being consumption. They work, get paid, and spend. That cycle keeps them chained to a job for life. The silent builder sees money as the beginning of more money. They make their money work for them. This relentless motion creates a compounding force that is almost impossible to stop. While others are slowly losing their buying power, your financial army is expanding, securing your freedom day by day in total silence. Power play number 3 is the iron discipline to reject lifestyle inflation. This is probably the single biggest wall separating the temporarily rich from the permanently wealthy. For the average person, a pay raise is just a trigger for a lifestyle upgrade. Bigger salary, more expensive car, a bonus, luxury vacation. They're stuck on a hedonic treadmill where their spending rises right alongside their income, making sure they never actually build a gap between what they make and what they own. The wealthy redirect. This is a core rule for the silent builder. When their income goes up, their lifestyle stays almost exactly the same. That surplus isn't an opportunity to consume more. It's fuel to accelerate the acquisition of more income-producing assets. While the world sees no change on the outside, their inner world, their balance sheet, is undergoing a seismic shift. This takes a profound psychological rewiring. You have to get more of a thrill from watching your asset column grow than from the cheap validation of a new luxury toy. You have to understand that every dollar you point toward an appreciating asset instead of a depreciating status symbol is a vote for your future freedom. The masses are enslaved by the need to signal status. They buy things they don't need with money. They don't have to impress people they don't like. The strategist is free from that game. They're playing for a different prize entirely. Not social approval, but total financial sovereignty. By keeping their lifestyle flat, they create an ever-widening river of capital that flows directly into their compounding machine, building an invisible fortress of wealth that doesn't care about public opinion. The fourth power play is the strategic use of silence. In an age of constant oversharing, the person who says the least holds all the power. People think they need to announce their goals for accountability. They post their gym routines, their business ideas, their investment plans. But every boast is a beacon for envy, and every announced plan is an open invitation for criticism and sabotage. A core principle of power is that to command others, you must first command yourself, and that self-command is forged in silence. When you learn to make your moves without talking about them, you gain three massive advantages. First, you protect your plans from the poison of outside opinions. The world is full of failed dreamers who can't wait to tell you why your big idea is impossible. Silence is your shield. Second, you keep the element of surprise. When nobody knows what you're building, nobody can move to stop you. Your competition can't predict your next play. Your enemies can't prepare their defenses. You build your empire in the dark, and when you're ready, you reveal your work not through words, but through undeniable results. Power shown before it's solid is power lost. Third, you create an aura of mystique. People are naturally drawn to those they can't quite figure out. The person who speaks little is assumed to know much. Your silence becomes a blank canvas, and on it, others will paint a masterpiece of power and wisdom for you. Let them wonder. While they're all caught up in the noise, you're in quiet communion with your strategy. The fifth power play: construct a fortress built on multiple independent income streams. Most people live in a state of constant fragility. Their entire life often balances on a single pillar, their job. If that pillar cracks, their whole world comes crashing down. A single income is survival. Multiple incomes are sovereignty. The strategist knows that fortune is unpredictable and refuses to be dependent on any single source. They operate as if any one of their income streams could dry up tomorrow because it can. A business can fail, a market can crash, a job can be eliminated. Dependence is weakness. So, they meticulously build parallel streams of income. These aren't just desperate side hustles. They are strategic, cultivated, and scaled operations. This could be dividend income from stocks, Rental income from real estate, royalties from a book or a patent, profits from a silent business partnership, or revenue from an online venture. Each stream is a defensive wall. If one is attacked, the others keep flowing, reinforcing the entire structure. This creates a level of anti-fragility that the single income person can't even imagine. They can take calculated risks others can't. They can survive economic storms that would bankrupt the average person. They're not just playing defense. They're building a distributed empire where the fall of one outpost doesn't matter to the strength of the whole. The sixth power play is to shrink your circle and focus on a small group of loyal, silent allies. There's a common misreading of Machiavelli that says, "He who builds on the people builds on mud." The real warning's against building your foundation on the ambitious and the self-serving, the crowds of today who chase status and performative friendship. Most people collect friends like their social media followers. Their circles are a mile wide and an inch deep, filled with fair weather companions, secret competitors, and people who praise you in public but sow doubt in private. They build on the mud of popular opinion. Power isn't found in crowds, it's diluted by them. The strategist curates their circle like a master jeweler. They seek out other silent builders, people who are on their own mission, who value discretion, and whose ambition is to build, not just to be seen. This inner circle isn't for gossip or validation. It's a war council. It's a mastermind of protectors who challenge you with brutal honesty in private and maintain absolute silence in public. Your energy is finite. Wasting it on a huge network of shallow relationships is a strategic disaster. Instead, invest that energy in a few people whose loyalty is absolute and whose competence is undeniable. These are the people who will tell you the hard truths, celebrate your wins behind closed doors, and stand guard over your secrets. In the high-stakes game of power, one loyal ally is worth more than 1,000 temporary fans. The seventh power play is the art of strategic detachment. Your plans, your emotions, your reactions, they're all currency. Spend them freely, and you'll go broke. The masses operate on raw, unfiltered emotion. They get angry at critics, overjoyed by praise, and panicked by market dips. Their emotional volatility makes them easy to read, easy to manipulate, and easy to defeat. The strategist understands that emotion is a fire that, if you don't control it, will burn down your own house. This isn't about being a heartless robot. It's about making sure your logic is in the driver's seat, not your feelings. You must observe the world and understand how others feel. But you must make your decisions from a place of cold, clear-eyed strategy. Guard your next move like it's your most valuable secret. Let the noise and drama of the world become your camouflage. While everyone else is reacting to headlines, getting into pointless online arguments, and broadcasting their emotional state, you remain still. You watch, you learn, you wait. This detachment is your fortress. It makes you unreadable. When they expect you to be angry, you're calm. When they expect you to be scared, you're calculating. When they expect you to celebrate, you're already planning the next 5 moves. This emotional discipline saves your energy and preserves your leverage. Never show them you're wounded until you have the power to strike back. Let them think they have the upper hand. Your detachment isn't emptiness. It's a coiled spring gathering energy for the precise moment you choose to act. The 8th power play is about letting your empire compound in stillness. The world is addicted to speed. Everyone wants to get rich quick. They chase speculative fads, jump from one shiny object to the next, and measure their progress in days instead of decades. This frantic energy is the enemy of real wealth. The strategist knows the most powerful force in the universe isn't a sudden explosion. It's the slow, relentless pressure of compounding. And the engine of compounding runs best in silence and stillness. While others are busy posting their small wins for likes, you're quietly making your next investment. While they are distracted by the drama of the market, you are patiently holding. While they are talking, you are building. Patience is your armor. Detachment is your shield. Every dollar you quietly invest, every hour you spend learning instead of boasting, every disciplined no to instant gratification, these are the invisible bricks of your dynasty. For years, it will look like nothing is happening. Your life will seem unchanged to the outside world, and that is the great deception that allows your wealth to grow exponentially, untouched by the tax of envy or the friction of attention. The masses can't understand this stillness. They'll mistake it for stagnation. They'll see you as someone who's falling behind. Let them. Their misunderstanding is your single greatest advantage. Your empire isn't being built in the visible world of noise. It's being built in the quiet, unseen world of compound interest and strategic patience. By the time your results are too big to ignore, your position will be too powerful to challenge. The final power play is a commitment to endless evolution. The single greatest danger isn't failure, it's success. Success breeds arrogance. It whispers that you've found the final answer, that you can stop learning, that you can afford to stand still. That is the exact moment your empire begins to rot. Power isn't something you own. It's a process. Wealth isn't a destination. It's a dynamic flow. The strategist, inspired by Machiavelli's insight that you must adapt to the times or be destroyed by them, understands that learning isn't what you do to get successful. It's what you must do to stay successful. You have to learn faster than the world changes. While the masses cling to what used to work, the silent builder is a student of change. They are reading constantly, studying new technologies, analyzing shifts in the market, and questioning their own strongest beliefs. They aren't afraid to make their own skills obsolete because they're always acquiring new ones. This evolution must be silent and internal. Don't announce the books you're reading or the courses you're taking. Just absorb the knowledge, integrate it, and let it show up in your superior decision-making. Your adaptation should only be visible through your results, long after it's already happened. Fortune whispers to those who evolve. She abandons the stagnant. The world is always changing, and money is always moving away from decay and toward growth. By committing to endless evolution, you ensure you're always positioned where the growth is, thriving while those who stood still are swept away. These 9 plays aren't just financial tips. They're a complete philosophy for moving through the world. It's a philosophy of subtraction, subtracting noise, subtracting the need for validation, subtracting every unnecessary display that makes you a target. It's a philosophy of silent action, strategic patience, and relentless, unseen preparation. The world wants you to be loud. It wants you to believe your worth is measured by applause. That is a trap, designed to keep you distracted, while the real game is played in the quiet corners of the world. True power doesn't need to announce itself. Real wealth whispers. Fake wealth shouts. Stop telling the world what you're going to do. Just do it. And show them your results only when it's far too late for them to do anything about it. Let them chase the spotlight. You buy the theater. If you're ready to abandon the loud game of the masses and start building your empire in silence, comment stealth wealth below. And if you want more of the unconventional wisdom that governs the unseen world of power, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. The real lessons are just beginning.